Hey everyone, welcome to Conversations with the Real Estate Redhead. Today we have Kelsey on with Hogan Homes, and she is the sales manager over there. So she's going to talk to us all about Hogan Homes today and kind of what sets them apart and just kind of dive into all of that for us. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Kelsey Renteria. I moved to the Coastal Bend in 2010. I came here for school. I went to TAMUCC here.
Cool.
And I met my now husband when we were back in college. So we've been together
Cute.
for 12 years. And I started working for Hogan in 2014. So we actually bought our first home from Hogan before I started working here.
Cool.
So we got married in early 15. We wanted to have a house before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
So we built our home. I closed on my home, and then I started working for Hogan as a sales counselor.
That's so awesome.
I've been mostly selling on the south side of Corpus. So we have a lot of communities over here. And then recently I just got moved up to sales manager.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very
so cool.
fun. Yeah,
that is so awesome. So tell us a little bit about Hogan and where you guys are located here in the Coastal Bend.
So Hogan started in 1966 in Victoria, Texas from Al Hogan.
Very cool.
We moved to the Coastal Bend kind of in the late 90s or early 90s. So we've got multiple subdivisions on the south side, like I said. So Terramar is going to be our big community on the south side. It's been there for a long time. We recently bought land in Starlight Estates, which is further down Yorktown. We've got about 55 lots in there. We just opened up our first Flower Bluff subdivision.
Did you?
Yeah, so that's going really great. You know, everyone in the Bluff loves the Bluff, so that's going really, really well. And then we have a couple Annabelle subdivisions. So we've got Tolosa Reserve, which is right by the primary school. And then we recently bought about 30 lots in Royal Oaks, which is just across the street over there. Off of like Highway 37. So we've got those, and then we've got our Aransas Pass community, Harbor Heights, which is right off of Avenue A. We do have another another Aransas Pass subdivision coming up probably within the next couple of years. And then we've got our Rockport Subdivisions. So Wandering Oaks is our main one. Logan's Crossing is going to be half-acre lots kind of across the street from Wandering Oaks.
Yeah.
We're looking at probably about 6 months until that starts.
That's awesome.
We've got a couple things in Rockport Country Club kind of moving along. And then our newest subdivision is King's Landing, and that's in London. So we're really excited about that. Also, you know, people love London.
Yes.
So we think that's going to go really, really well too. So
awesome.
That's King's Landing in
Cool.
London.
Awesome. Wow, girl, y'all are all over the place.
Yeah.
So are y'all only down here, like in the Coastal Bend area, or are y'all still up in Victoria?
So we're only down here in the Coastal Bend area. We tried our hand for a while in San Antonio.
Yeah.
That happened around the crash, so that didn't go super great. So we got out of there, and we're just down here.
Cool.
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Well, y'all guys do so well. I mean, you know, kind of like what I've kind of been explaining to you, the way that y'all's homes are built are just solid. I mean, it's crazy. And I don't know if is that per, like, I mean, obviously y'all guys have to build per building code.
Sure.
But I feel like y'all's standards are just a cut above.
Yeah. I mean, that's our primary focus as a builder. We want our homeowners to feel safe in their homes. We've always over-engineered our homes. We have great, really strict engineers that work with us.
Yeah.
And they've required us to over-engineer every single home. And in 2017, Harvey, that was an amazing testament. You know, for years and years, we were telling people we're more expensive because of all the additional strapping that we do, because of all the additional nails and all this other stuff. And it's hard as a homeowner to understand that.
Of course.
Because it's not having to live through anything like that. And then when Harvey happened, it was crazy to hear from people who lived in Rockport. We got tons and tons of messages of people saying, like, I didn't leave, I couldn't leave, and I felt safe. You know, my Hogan home saved my life.
Gosh, dang, that's so cool.
So it was really, really cool to get to finally, like, oh, I get it. Like, this is why we're doing that.
Exactly.
And, you know, with all the delays and stuff that we've had the last year, that's something that's remained really important to us. We don't want to,
You're not compromising.
Yes, there's no compromising. If it takes, you know, an extra month to get what we need to make that house more sturdy, we're going to wait the month.
Yeah. So do you guys do I know in Rockport, I haven't really toured any other houses other than the ones in Rockport. So I've seen the strapping there. Is that the same that y'all guys do throughout the coastal bend, or is that just because Rockport is more on the coast?
So we do it throughout the coastal bend. What's funny is, we just started building a few homes in Odom, and Odom is one of the counties that doesn't need that windstorm strapping.
Yeah.
Because it's more inland, and we've continued to do that in Odom just for the additional strength. So yes, we do it throughout. Any home that you see in Rockport, it'll be built the exact same in Corpus, Annabelle, Harbor, everywhere.
Because that sucker, it was literally, you could see the strapping. You could follow a line straight from the slab up through the joist in the wall, up through the ceiling, the rafters, and it just kept going. And I just kept going back with my head. I was like, what in the world? It's crazy.
It's called a continuous tie. There's your construction term for the day.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing. You're essentially bolting your slab to your bottom wall, and then your wall to your roof, and your roof to your rafter. And obviously the point of that is with hurricanes, there's a lot of wind in hurricanes. So if that hurricane tries to lift your house is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
shingles might blow off, but
because it's all together.
Yep.
That's so cool. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about too, like, with the whole quality grade and with everything, y'all's houses are not builder's grade. Like, they're really custom. And what I love about the choices that you guys offer, y'all are, I guess you could call it on trend. Y'all guys even offer shiplap and built-ins. Your model home is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
You walk through that thing and you've got, granite countertops, and you've got different, you've got a different color bar, and then you've got, amazing stainless steel appliances and built-in cabinets in your, the list can just go on and on. And then in your tray ceilings, you've got shiplap in there too. It's really cool. So what is that process like whenever somebody wants to build a house with y'all? They can go basically from add as many bells and whistles, I guess, as they want.
Yeah. What I always tell my customers is, I'm not going to live with you. So you tell me what you want and we'll figure it out. And our sales counselors are really good about, if the customer can kind of articulate a vibe or a flow or a feeling, they're all trained really, really well to be able to get you to that place that you want to go.
Yeah.
So if you come in and, you want to pick a lot, pick a plan, you can definitely do that. And then, we're not a fully custom builder, but there are a lot of things that we'll try to kind of incorporate. And you see that in our model homes, like what you're saying. And we try to make those sort of as trendy as possible to give people kind of those ideas, because what happens now is people sit at home and they watch HGTV and they see all of these things, and some of those things are really hard to accomplish, and they don't look like they're that hard to accomplish. So we try to have the model be a good sort of beacon and sort of baseline for what can and can't be done.
That's a good way to put it. Because I feel like, whenever you walk through there, it can give people a good idea of what their home could look like. Tile surround showers, or you can just have the insert, the fiberglass insert, or like you could have a rain shower head or not, or a standalone tub or a walk-in shower.
The purpose for us is because there are people that are price conscious and they walk in that house and then they might think like, oh my gosh, this is not the spot for me. I can't do this. And even our standard options, we try to be able to, run those lines to where if you are price conscious but you want a beautiful house, because everybody wants that, you can still pick your standard options and still have the vibes that you're looking for, that fun space that you're looking for. There's a lot of stuff you can do like that afterwards. The shiplap, that's something you can do afterwards.
Absolutely. Add your own custom touches later.
For sure. And that's what we're trying to do, is kind of give them a fun blank canvas to be able to really make it their home after they move in.
Gotcha.
But if there are fun features that they want to do, like, we're all in. If we can achieve it, we'll help you achieve it.
Yeah. Before the slab is poured, please tell us about your plumbing changes. My clients that wanted to do this or that, I was like, oh, guys, I don't know if we can do that. Or like adding another electrical outlet or a hose bib on the back of the house. I'm like, we can ask.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's going to be a deposit involved.
For sure. And, we want to be as accommodating as possible. They don't know construction, so we get it.
Of course.
And the sales counselors try their best to make it clear.
Full disclosure.
Yes, you can do this before this.
Exactly, but tell us beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk a little bit about if someone, like you said, you can pick a plan, you can pick a lot. So what does that timeline look like? Because I know sometimes whenever you go through new construction developments that are popping up, with some builders, you'll drive through and you can see it in just about every new development. houses go up super, super quickly and, people are in, really, really quickly. I feel like you guys take a little bit more time.
For sure.
Is that true?
Yes, it's definitely true. And that's on purpose. So like anything in life, same thing with you building a house, you fall into a queue. So if there's 10 houses in front of you, whether it be sold homes or spec homes, you fall behind that 10, those 10 homes.
Right.
It's a one-man band. There's one super out there, doing every single house that you see. So Rockport is a great example. They come as they fall into the queue, but those are big homes out there. There's a lot of special touches, even in inventory homes. You have a long list of options, and you have a a long list of things that take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely not the builder that's shooting out 20 homes in a subdivision a month, and we take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, of course.
Because you have to think, if someone's building a home in 2 months, was that painter making sure his lines were straight? Was that sheetrocker making sure that his sheetrock, the tile guy, was that tile set properly?
What was missed, possibly?
Right. And now that those walls are closed up, who knows?
Yeah. Well, something too I can kind of attest to. I was blown away. So I bought a spec home. Our second home that we owned was a spec home, and we just basically we went in. We said I'm a little bit more picky than the average buyer, I guess. That neighborhood only had 4 design options: the tile, the countertop, and the interior walls, and the backsplash were all pre-chosen. So whenever you walked into the model, it was kind of nice because it wasn't like all these bells and whistles were added.
Sure.
It was what you see is what you get, which was kind of nice. Yeah. But whenever they only had 4 different color schemes, 3 or 4 color schemes, and they had already picked which house on which lot was going to have that. Okay. So if you wanted to back up to a green belt, or if you wanted to have, if you wanted to be on a cul-de-sac, you had a pick of 3 or 4 houses you could choose from, and hopefully your floor plan and that color scheme was going to match.
Right.
And so I literally had him write down for me which color scheme was in my price point on which side of the road it was. And, that's how I was able to pick which one I wanted.
Sure.
And so there was a point to me telling you that, and I don't remember what it was. Where was I going with that? I don't remember, but basically it was custom. It wasn't like laminate countertops. It was still granite, but it wasn't nearly as custom as what you guys are doing.
Sure.
So, and those houses were going up. We were under contract first of the year. We moved in May, the house was done in April. So, relatively less than 5 months from the time the slab was poured. What are y'all's, what is the realistic timeline someone can expect?
It depends on the stage of the house. So if someone's building from the ground up, nothing has been drawn, no engineering has been done. It'll vary a little bit depending on subdivision, but I would say roughly 10 to 14 months depending on subdivision. All siding houses can be built a lot quicker than a house that has 3 sides brick. Obviously, that's a lot of a quicker process. You have sod in the front and the back, the grade, things like that will sort of dictate that a little bit. Yeah. If you're looking at something that's in framing, which you can definitely purchase at that stage, I would say you're probably closer to 6 to 7 months, again, depending on subdivision.
Yeah.
We have tons of delays right now, and it's like we get rid of one delay only to be met with another delay.
Yeah.
So I know everyone has probably heard this by now, but windows were our huge delay last year, and it took 5-6 months to get windows. I had houses on the south side just sitting, waiting for windows. And there's nothing you can do past that point.
Right.
Because you can't pass your framing inspection with the city, and you can't do anything after that.
Right. That's hard.
This year, it's, we've been fairly lucky. Cabinets are a little bit of a delay right now for us from our cabinet manufacturer. We're seeing that sort of go away slowly, and I can only hope that's the last delay, but again, we don't want to give you a lesser product, even if we can get it quicker to get you that house, and we're just not going to compromise something like that for you guys. That's not who we are as a builder, and ultimately no one's going to be happy with that in the end, even if it means you get into your house earlier. you're not going to be happy with that product.
Well, and
what it is.
I feel like in a lot of ways, the communication and the being on a realistic mindset is so helpful with that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whenever my clients started their process, they were very, very realistic. We haven't even broken ground yet, and you guys have a very specific process. That's where I was going with that. Whenever we bought our house, that's where I was going. We picked what we wanted, and then we may occasionally got updates, but we would go and we would drive by it like once a week. Well, whenever I met with my clients, you guys had, what is it called after you pour the slab or right before you pour the slab?
The pre-construction meeting.
Yes, I was blown away. I could not believe it. He literally had like the giant blueprint thing. Is that what it's called?
Yep, the blueprints.
And he was pulling them back, and he was showing them, this is what everything is going to look like. Is this accurate? Is this where all of your stuff is going? Is this accurate? Yeah. And I could not believe it.
Yeah.
I think I told him no less than 5 times, I cannot believe you're doing this right now.
So again, we're not going to live with you guys. So we want to make sure things like that are covered and things like that are finished. And the superintendent out there is incredible. He's been with Hogan for 20 plus years. Yeah. So he's very detailed. You guys got a great pre-construction meeting with him.
We really did though.
Cause he's super, super detailed. He's built a ton of homes.
Yeah.
But that's how every pre-construction meeting goes.
Yeah.
So after that, you know, they'll get to have a frame walk with him too. Yeah. Where, they get to see all of their sort of roughs done. So they'll get to see rough plumbing, rough electrical, cable lines, all the strapping. They'll get to see all of that before it gets insulated, which I think is a really cool experience. I mean, a lot of people can't say that they got to see their house be built from sticks.
Yes, exactly.
And the people that can say that, I don't think they can say like, oh, we got essentially a tour from the man who's building this home before it's going to be our home.
And just like a one-on-one, like he's not just like this person that you know exists, but you've never even, he's just like this imaginary
it's a name to the face.
Yeah. That is just like making everything happen. Yeah. You know, it's just, I don't know. I was completely blown away. I don't know if there's another builder that does that in the Coastal Bend. I mean, I could not believe it.
Yeah. I mean, we take a lot of pride in allowing our customers to also be a part of the process. And I think because we do that, it makes them trust us more. I mean, it's a scary process building a home. Yeah. Absolutely. And a lot of people are sort of blind because they've never built a home, or they just don't know what they're seeing or looking at. And it's a nerve-wracking process, and we get that, and we're cognizant of that, and we, it's not our home that we're building, it's y'all's home. Yeah. So we want them to feel that throughout that process. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on today. I can't thank you enough for talking to us all about this, and I'm gonna have to pick the brain of your people. For sure. Let's get one of your superintendents on to talk about the nitty gritty, because I could literally go on, and like I told you, I could keep you here for a very long time. Yeah, but I'll work on wrapping us up. Okay. Thanks again for being here on your day off and spending time with us. Yeah, and of course. Just the reason why I have this podcast is to be able to educate people. Yeah. And so anytime that someone is like, oh, what is new construction like? What is, I see these Hogan Home neighborhoods around the Coastal Bend. Let's dive into a little bit more of that. Yeah. I'm glad that you can be here to kind of, for sure, answer some of those questions. Yeah. So, sure. But to wrap us up, what is one thing you do every day to make the world a better place? Getting to do this this is a really incredible job. So getting to put someone in their dream home and have someone say like, thank you so much. Like, you gave me this home. That's such an incredible feeling. And to get to do that every single day, whether it's a closing or a sale or just talking to them. Yeah. It's super rewarding. And so many people don't get to do what we do. Yeah. Get to say that. So I would say that's my contribution. Yeah, absolutely. That's so awesome. Really, truly making people's dreams come true. For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Sure. Well, thanks again, girl, for being here. Yes, ma'am. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I will be sure and get you the answer. You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in.